Hey everybody, I'm back with the 2021.5 GPX Moto TSE250R, and this is after that Independence Day ride. I really need to wash the bike off. It's a little nippy out today, so I'm not doing it right now, but I'm going to go over the bike a little bit. So, broke off the Petcock. That's totally my fault, but you can tell the shininess, it's just pop metal. Kind of looking up under there. What I might do, some people say, well, just turn it around, but then your hose would be coming off this side, would it not? But it's not a big deal, you know. I can easily probably turn this with like needle nose or something. I probably could make it work, but it's obviously just stuck to full. I could also turn this to half full and leave it on, or turn it off, put an inline valve, which I have some, and then turn it back to the Petcock on, and or I could still go to half full. That way I would know when I got to reserve and just have needle nose with me or something to turn this, and then be able to turn that. It wouldn't probably be that big of a issue, really. So I don't know, we'll see what I can do. Fuel filter, doing good. I like how I have it zip tied there. Kind of wish it was even more in like that, but oh, yeah, there we go. Just pull on the hose a little, change the orientation. There we go. I have to zip tie this up, so we're going to do this here in a minute. Probably use one zip tie there and one up here, and then zip tie, kind of add a zip tie up here just to hold that. Good. Let's see what else. Still have a fastener there. I don't think I have, the only thing I have loose is the kickstand. I will go ahead and pull that out, and I was told, oh, this is like the KTM. Just red Loctite it and forget about it. So, as you can see. So I will do that here, and luckily didn't lose it. I will probably quickly go over some of these exposed bolts, see how they're doing. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, take another look at the Enduro Engineering shark fin I bought that claims to work on the 2019 models. So there might have been some changes. I might just have to, I think this was slightly wider between the two bolts, the pins. So I might just need to, on the shark fin, see if I can fill that hole with some aluminum weld and then re-tap it to fit. And I think it will work. Obviously I want to make sure the shark fin fits totally first. So what I'll probably do is take this all off, not install this pin, put it on, put this on, just make sure all the spacing is correct. And if the spacing is correct, I'll go through the process of using the aluminum weld stuff from Harbor Freight and then retapping that unit. And it should be good enough. It's not going to be much force on it really, per se. And this is how the bike's looking. I mean, it's looking pretty good. Oh, and the other thing I have to check. Battery, let's see, key out. Yeah, battery's not working, so I want to make sure it's just not disconnected. So we'll check that first by taking this bolt off, and we're going to go from there. So let's check that first, because I need to get battery in so the bike works. Okay, everyone, I think I solved it. It's just the fuse. The other fuse was blown, put the spare in, and I now have my gauge back in my charger. Said it was charged. So, yep, check the fuse, and the fuse was blown. Could just be cheap Chinese fuse. Yeah, so I will just go buy some new fuses, you know, from AutoZone. It's a 15. I do have a spare 30, but I don't have any 15s. I don't even have a 20 that would be probably okay to use. I would hate to go up to 30 because that's a big jump from 15. So I will just buy a bunch of fuses. I'll put the 30 in there as a spare right now. And yeah, we should be good to go. Let's see. So turn it off, turn it on. Let's see that out. Yep, cranks over. I think it was just a cheap fuse. So easy enough, they don't cost much. Maybe that's something you'll just want to do from the get-go, is just go to your hardware store and buy fuses and swap those out. You know, little stuff like that. That's what I was kind of thinking of the battery, like little stuff like changing the battery. I consider that a little item. You can go to Batteries Plus or wherever and just buy a battery that fits here, or look for a lithium ion. I'm still probably going to have Gary look at a lithium ion, but at this point, no warranty here because the battery is fine. It was just a fuse, and fuses aren't a big deal. So there we have it. We're got one thing tackled. So next thing is going to be I still have to zip tie that. I better zip tie that before I forget, huh? Well, I'm back. See a little smoke in the air. I just started up just briefly. Okay, so did a lot of stuff over here. I ended up taking this all apart. I took a measurement, and my Cherbus Petcock off my XR650R tank, the holes are the right width. This typically has a screen on. I took it off because Cherbus use basically your reserves there, no tube, and then tube for your normal, you know. So then you get to here, you're gonna need to turn on Petcock to reserve, and then you got that much fuel. And you can tell it's broken off on the one. That tank actually has two. So anyways, having extra tanks, I pulled that off. There's no ring that's supposed to be right here. It must have fallen off here. I have to look for it. But the issue is with this, the holes, there's two holes. There's one for, they have one tube coming out of the reserve with a screen on it. That's cool. And then they have a screen on the normal. And the problem is because they go in individually holes into the tank, their hole's a little bit bigger due to that, and this O-ring wouldn't seal on there. You're not going to be able to get it as sealed, but what I do have is I have the dimensions for this bolt pattern is the same as far as the width between the two holes. So this would bolt on. You probably could use RTV around it and make it work. So the idea would be, instead of saying with an O-ring, you would want something that has a back like this has of a gasket, a rubber gasket. That way it seals up the whole area and you're good to go. So I'm going to do some research and see if I can find something that has a wider base, that has a rubber gasket around the whole thing, and then we can play around with a different petcock, right? Something that might be a little more sturdier, different design. I know there's the ones that have the little on-off that have little round things you just turn on and off to close. Use that, or I don't know. So gonna look into that, but for right now I have it set to reserve, so I'm not going to know when I'm reserved, but I'm not going to be riding any long trails for a while, so that's okay. And I just had these inline ball valves, fuel. They're made for fuel. I got them off Amazon a while ago. I have them actually on another XR650R tank, the 7-gallon. I put a bunch on because a bunch of hoses from both wings. Yeah, it's a plumbing nightmare, but I have all these valves. So anyways, I put this in line so I can still turn off is down. That will let fuel in. And so we'll turn it off. That's on. We'll turn it off, down. I still have the fuel filter, and it's going into the carb. So I got that all situated, and I have an idea of what to look for. So I'll do some research on that and report back to you all. And oh, what else? Oh, I found out the kickstand was loose, so I tightened that up. That's easy as tightening it up. I'm probably just going to buy the IMS metal one and put that on. And I put some blue Loctite On to that bolt, I took it off. There's also a nut on the back, which is a 17 mil. This is a 6 mil Allen. And yeah, it's a goofy design, but believe me, my gas is worse, if you can believe that. So, yeah, I can't really complain. It's a the kickstand's more heavy duty than my gas, but funky point. If somebody has a cross reference of KTM or Husky, I know they make one that braces in. I don't know if this is all the same setup to be able to put that on to brace it and put a billet kickstand on. That would be cool if that works. I did zip tie up the wire. As I said earlier, the starting issue, the power was just the fuse blown. That's all taken care of. So I will put back on the side panel the seat, and right now the bike is good to go. I can go ride it. So no huge issues. And I mentioned when I was riding, I did ding the front rim, but who cares? I don't really care. That happens, that's on me. That's not manufacturer of the bike. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, check out my other videos. Have a good one. Bye.